As you know on the show here, we love to play Mythbuster. That means going to do things and breaking your conspiracy theories about how they work and showing you just how stuff works or the real facts. We love to do that, and we're doing it again today. Some myths about aging. This comes from the BC Seniors Advocate. They did a large survey, and well, the survey says you need to watch CKPG Today. Welcome out here to the Caledonia Nordic Ski Club, and now we're not skiing today, we're doing something else out here because they have a pretty cool piece of land known as the Avalanche Transceiver Park. Now this is a place the Levitt family put together for folks to test their avalanche tech skills. The tech is the transceiver, and now an interesting stat in British Columbia is that over 70% of fatalities due to avalanches happened here in the last decade in British Columbia. It's a troubling stat. There's lots of ways to give you a better chance when one of those things happens. Terrible thing, but we're going to do that a little bit today with Dave Merritt from Prince George Search and Rescue. He's a guy who's very knowledgeable in terms of avalanches as well. Shows you how a transceiver works, so much more up on the top of the hill. Let's go. Yes, Mother Nature has given us one of the greatest backgrounds for this feature for sure, all about avalanche training awareness with Mr. Dave Merritt. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you, sir. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah.
It has been a while, far too long. And this is a great time of year for some good reminders, some good PSAs, all about avalanches, which happen in, well, north, west, east, south of Prince George, everywhere.
Yeah, you betcha. And you know, it's been an interesting year this year. Canada's got some messaging out on some concerns. Unfortunately, we've had our first fatality of the year in the northeast corner of the province, and we've got some weather. Weather happens, and it changes our snowpack. So, it's the messaging out there from Av Canada is play cautious.
Play cautious. It's always good to be more safe than sorry, is how the saying goes.
Yeah.
So that applies. But I guess the things to think about in winter are the changing conditions, and obviously the changing conditions in Prince George are a little bit different than what's happening on the mountain, right?
Well, it is and it isn't. Prince George is a good gauge, right?
Okay.
So, for example, we've had some rainstorms this year in town. We're all complaining. We get our snow and then it rains. It's been raining all the way to the mountaintop. So we've been getting ice layers from early December right to the top of all our local mountains.
Wow.
Whether you're skiing in the backcountry or on the Pine Pass or, out towards Sugar Bowl Grizzly Den or snowmobiling in the Torpy, there's a rain crust all the way to mountaintop right now.
Wow.
So that's what Av Canada is getting a little spooky about, is what's going to happen with the next couple of weeks of changing weather. Yeah,
no kidding. So the rain crust, I'm not a scientist, and you kind of almost are because you know that much about it.
Snow scientist. It's part of our training. Yeah, you betcha.
But explain how this works. Rain crust is not a good thing for avalanches.
No, the way I like to remind people is I said if I take a concrete slab, which is my rain crust, and I throw some ball bearings on top, and then I want to go skiing on it, it's not going to sit there very well. It's going to want to move. So. Yeah. That's our concern, as avalanche professionals and Avalanche Canada, is what's happening with these rain crusts that are getting buried. And, we don't know what the next couple of weeks are going to be. We may get rain, we may get warm weather, we'll see. And then they get another layer and then another layer. And it's going to be an interesting winter.
Yeah, no kidding. Because there's probably, when it gets to that point, you got to really think to yourself, is it worth going? Is that fair? Or can you always go?
You can always go, but you need to modify what you do. So, if you want to go backcountry skiing and you're concerned that the avalanche danger is considerable or higher, well, maybe let's change our plans.
Yeah, different route.
Change or go to a local ski hill, right? Yeah. Or something like that. You want to go snowmobiling? Instead of hitting the mountains, go play in the meadows, go play in the nice flat terrain. You can always modify your plans, and you should always be thinking of modifying your plans. Don't just, here's the plan, I'm going to do it. When we teach avalanche training courses, we tell people, have plan A, B, C.
Yeah.
We're so lucky living in Prince George. We got 4 directions that we can travel, and we can get into areas like this out at Otway, come out and do transceiver practice. Hey, avalanche danger's high. Get your skills in, get your practice in, so you're ready to go when the conditions are better.
I like it. Okay, so explain to me a little bit about where we are today here. It's on the dog trail or near the dog trails at Otway. This is a great practice place.
Yeah, so we've partnered with Otway. As everybody knows, Otway's a great partner, great agency, great location. We have a transceiver park set up here that has 4 buried transceivers that permanently here all winter. So you can grab your transceiver and your probe and you come out and you practice and you look for these things. That builds that skill set. So if something does happen, whether you're snowshoeing, skiing, or snowmobiling, you've got the skills and the equipment, you know how to use it. We just ask you don't dig it up because then you have to come back and rebury it.
If you're presented with a situation, say, something happens, an incident, well, this could be a car accident or whether it could be on the mountain, an avalanche. Things, when it happens, it seems to happen in hyper speed when you're in that situation. So I think it's just so valuable to relay the importance of practicing.
100%. You need to know where your gear is. You need to know how to get it out. You need to know how to use it. How does that transceiver pick up the buried party? How quick does it work? Can you move fast enough? One of the rules when we teach avalanche training courses is if you have a signal, we need you to move as fast as you physically can up to 10 meters. At 10 meters, we want you to slow down. At 3 meters, you get low. So 10, you go slow, 3, you get low. All those numbers are digitally put out on your transceiver. So then it slows you down. It takes that thinking away because you have adrenaline running. You're worried about your buried party. Your transceiver doesn't have emotions. Its whole sole purpose is to get close to that buried transceiver. That's its sole purpose. That's why these things are the way to go. Yeah,
emotions, situations can play with your head the way you think, for sure. Okay, we're talking about transceivers. I say, well, let's get ours out here and reset, so stay tuned. After the break, we're gonna do a little transceiver practice ourselves.
We're gonna walk right through the trees. So we're on 8.5 meters. So I wanna start getting a little slower to the ground with my transceiver. I'm at 3.
Okay.
As I come in slower, you want to get in 2.5.
Miss an episode? That's okay, life gets busy. We get it. Or maybe you didn't miss anything, but you're here to watch that one feature again because honestly, it was that good. No judgment. Here's the good news. You can relive every moment of the CKPG Today Show whenever you want. Head over to ckpgtoday.ca, click on the Today Show tab, and voila. So grab some snacks, kick back, and binge away because let's face it, life's too short to miss out on great local TV.
All right, we're starting it off by turning this on here, Dave. This is part 1 of the...
Of course, I got my gloves on to do it.
Oh, wow, okay.
So this one's set up quite nicely. We had some more techie people on our SAR team rejig this a little bit. So we can set a timer for how long we want to be. And then our transceivers that we want to turn on. Only 4 of these are working, which we need to mark those ones. So in this case, we got 5 switches. We would just turn one on. We pull our transceiver out. It would give me a signal, and then I would go search for that.
Okay.
So we'll go do that here in a couple seconds. But this box stays closed. There's good instructions on how to follow it here.
Yes.
And, get out and practice with your transceivers because, again, that's that tool that's going to save that person.
This is true. It happens that much faster in the real situation, so you want to make your practice. How much are these transceivers? So,
transceivers are a couple $100. There's multiple different manufacturers out there. So as you can see, standing where I'm at, I'm around 40 meters picking up one of the transceivers that's currently buried. It's bouncing around because what it's doing is it's trying to pick up the flux line that the transceiver is transmitting on. So what I need to do is kind of follow it down. So I want to move at a decent pace to try and get it. Now, depending on the transceiver, it's going to give you different arrows. It's going to give you things. The idea is I want to keep the center arrow lined up in the direction I'm going to travel in. With this brand. There's multiple different brands out there.
Of course.
So right now it's telling me 46 meters, 45 meters, roughly this direction.
And the other thing you were saying, before we even start, good idea to hit the SOS button.
If you're caught in an avalanche or one of your parties caught in an avalanche, get help coming quickly. We're going to be coming.
Yeah.
If it's later in the day, we can't always fly. There's no such thing as flying at night in the northern BC.
Yeah.
So we want to get there as fast as we can. If we have to travel by snowmobile, we'll do that too. But if it's an avalanche terrain, we can't travel at night through avalanche terrain.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
So get help coming. It's easier to call us off than wait an hour or two and go, oh, we really did need help.
Yeah.
We want to be there. We
Good
want to
lesson.
be coming.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so let's start walking here.
Heave away.
So we always take our probe with us so that we can find our transceiver. So I'm at around 30 meters now.
Okay.
So you can hear the tones changing. So we're on 8.5 meters. So I want to start getting a little slower to the ground with my transceiver. I'm at 3. So we got 2.1 meters, 2 meters, 1.7. Notice I'm keeping it as low to the ground as I can get.
Okay, this is important.
A lot of people will hold it here and go, it's 2 meters difference. 0.6, 0.5, 0.8, 0.4, 0.5, 0.7, 0.4, 0.3. Notice it's smaller here. I'm getting bigger. 0.5, I take my probe. And now what I want to do is probe and hit my person.
Bang.
Bang, there they are. Now, if I didn't get them, I'm going to keep circling my probe in a 25 centimeter square box.
Oh, okay.
So that
It's a grid.
it's a grid, and I find the person. I got lucky, third strike, I hit the box. So great tools, you have to practice with them. You should test them every year and make sure they actually work.
Because your batteries, your...
If they leak, they got to go back to the manufacturer because it's a life safety device. This is a safety device.
Yeah.
We don't throw them, we don't step on them.
No.
Yeah.
This is
Take
important
the batteries out every spring.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, well, let's hoof it back to our home base here, and then we'll wrap this up.
Sounds
This
good.
has been good.
Awesome. So, one of the rules, skiing, snowshoeing, whatever it is always go with one person at a time on an avalanche slope.
Okay.
Because we don't want to bury 5 or 6 people. We don't want to bury anybody.
Right, of course.
But if I'm going to have something happen, I only want one person. But if there's a whole bunch of people buried, in this case, we have 4 buried. We have 5 switches, but we have 4 buried. Most digital transceivers today will give us an idea how many are buried. So this one has a big picture mode.
Oh!
So it's telling me I got one at 29, one at 33, one at 36, and one at 38.
There's 2 people
Up
marked
to
on
2
there, but...
until it picks up the rest.
Now, the other side of this, you're saying that, the person that's going to be searching for these people, you think hypothetically. So one person searching, because is there a danger of re-triggering another, right?
You know, if it's you and me going out for the day of skiing,
Yeah.
and you're buried, I'm not going to worry about that because my job is to get you out of the snow in 10 minutes. That's the window I have is 10 minutes to get you out.
Wow.
That's it.
That's a critical window.
That's a critical window. If I have a big group of 7 or 8 or 9 people, I can have somebody doing a watch, and their whole purpose is to watch the slope above us. And then we would have a plan that says, hey, if something happens, here's our escape route. But if it's a small group and it's just me looking for my partner, I'm not going to worry about it because I need to get them out of the snowpack. And this is the fast part. The hard part is the digging.
Yeah.
Because it's like digging the end of your driveway after the snowplow comes through.
Yeah.
Right? We all love that. And that's a lot of avalanches we can do that hard.
Oh, man. So Avalanche training course, we've been alluding to this a little bit as well. Do you guys still put them on, or is it over for this year?
Gosh, no. Overhang has a whole bunch scheduled for this winter. There's other providers around the north. There's some in Williams Lake now. There's a couple guys up in Fort St. John. They're around. And if you don't see a course or dates that work for you, get it out. I know Overhang this year has done a ski course, a snowmobile course, and a snowshoe course. So the snowshoeing community is growing. More and more people are taking snowshoe-based courses because it's a different mode of travel, and you do things a little differently on snowshoes than you would on a skis or snowmobiles. So
of course, makes sense.
Courses are out there.
Cool. Well, good to be better safe than sorry, as they say. And Dave, I just thank you for the reminders, the PSAs, and this is a great learning exercise for us too. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Anytime.
Tired of missing the good stuff? Let CKPG Today come to you. Our new weekly email newsletter delivers local stories, contests, and can't-miss moments from the show straight to your inbox. No digging through social media anymore. It's free, it's easy, and it's very local. Sign up now at ckpgtoday.ca or by scanning the QR code on your screen now.
Folks, we're starting off the new year with some fun facts about seniors that you might find very relatable with the one, the only BC Seniors Advocate, Mr. Dan Levitt, who joins us on the show. Thanks so much for making the time to chat, Dan.
Great to be here today.
Yeah, so this is some cool stats. I mean, this must have been a talking point around your Christmas table, or around Christmas and New Year's dinner and stuff, the same as everyone else's, about, all the seniors do X, Y, Z. And is that kind of how you came up with trying to find some facts behind this?
Yeah, 100%. Last year, we released a report on ageism, and we had done a survey the fall of, I guess it was 2024, and we found that 9,200 people in BC responded to our survey, and of them, 84% said that ageism is an issue. And then when we looked at how many of those seniors had been impacted by ageism themselves, 54%.
And of course, ageism is basically how you look at someone based on their age. Is that the simple way of describing that?
Yeah, and it cuts both ways. Younger workers, for example, report more age discrimination than older workers do. but it is the prejudices, the stereotypes, and discrimination against somebody based on the year they were born.
So many seniors, of course, who love to watch our show, so this is going to be great, and I'm sure they'll have a good laugh at this. We'll start with the first one here, Dan. I laughed at this when I read it. There is a myth out there that most old people are grumpy and unhappy.
It's actually interesting. So when we go to family gatherings and over the holidays, we would have seen this. My great nephew, who's 4, his great grandfather, who's 87, turning 88, my dad, the two of them are the happiest people in the room. So there actually is this U-shaped curve that when you're young, you got no worries in the world really, and you're having a great time. And then towards the end of life, my dad has nothing to prove, and he's just happy to see everybody. And so it's really people in the middle that are, especially when you're starting out, that white picket fence thing, and then you have these pressures. So people are generally happier in old age than they are in midlife.
This goes into the next one, that all the old people are rich, which is not true.
Not true at all. And our office has my predecessor, Isabel McKenzie, did a great job highlighting the fact that many seniors are living on low income. And 1 out of 4 seniors is living on $2,000 a month or less. Half of seniors, the median point, is just under $3,000 a month. And unfortunately, they don't have the ability to go out and get extra income. So they're on fixed income, and the affordability crisis is affecting seniors more than anyone.
The next myth that we got here, Dan, is that, and I know this is a myth, well, it can be a little bit true, but old people don't adopt new technology or struggle to adopt new technology.
Yeah, and I like to highlight the fact that there are grandchildren gaming with their grandparents.
Yeah, that's crazy to think, hey? Yeah.
Right, and that they're communicating on social media. They're sharing things on Instagram or the latest social media. Not all users of Facebook, for example, are over a certain age. Although groups of people behave in similar ways. One generation might behave similarly, but they're diverse people. And so when we think about technology, more seniors started using technology than ever before during the pandemic. They continue to use them. And I think that the biggest challenge for seniors using technology isn't the actual technology. And yes, we know that some things require forms and apps, etc., and they can be frustrating for anyone at any age. But what we think the biggest barrier for seniors using technology is the cost, especially those seniors that are on lower income.
The next one, Dan, is older workers are less effective. I love this myth because I think it's the biggest myth of all.
100%. So the movie, this is dating ourselves a little bit, but there's a movie, The Intern, with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. That movie,
Great movie.
It hit, knocked out of the ballpark. Sure, there were some kind of stereotypes in there in the movie, but it really focused on the fact that older people have value, especially in the workplace. And certainly we all have had mentors in our lives, and they all are people who are usually older than us. And when you think about the older workers, those myths, so one of them is older workers are going to miss more work than younger workers. Not true.
Our last myth is that older people have more dementia, or older people have dementia or memory loss, all older people.
Yeah, so it's interesting. When I talk to seniors groups around the province, one of the things I remind them is that if you don't remember what you had for lunch yesterday, it doesn't matter. So I often think that at some point, you only have so much gray matter. At some point, most of that gray matter is occupied by the important stuff. So we stop remembering maybe some things that really aren't as important as we might think they are, and it causes us anxiety. I tell people, don't worry about those things. Worry about dementia. But when you think about dementia, 5% of seniors at any one time will have dementia. It does increase with age, but age itself doesn't cause it. Dementia is not a normal part of aging.
Thank you for what you do, Dan, and all your work here. I think what you do is fantastic and very important stuff to get out there and remind people of. So thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Taking a look outside at today's CKPG Snapshot from Brian Leslie, who takes us outside for for a little shot here at a chickadee. You know what sound these guys make, right? Chickadee, dee, dee, dee. It's kind of how it sounds. Maybe I could do better. I'm sure Brian could also do better, but it's a great photo to showcase these birds that survive the winters up here in northern BC. They love those fermented berries. Not going to say what happens to them after they eat those fermented berries, but they do love them. Thanks, Brian, for reaching out with this one. It was at Cottonwood Island. We've got lots of chickadees down there. And if you have a snapshot, folks, we'd love to see it. Send it via email, snapshot@ckpg.com. Hey there, got an idea or suggestion for the show? Reach out and connect through our social media or send us an email at letstalk@ckpgtoday.ca.
Some have called 2025 the year of fire here in Prince George, and well, funny, we're going to look back on one that was not from 2025, it's from a little bit further back than that, but the Bednesty Lake Resort. Maybe you remember this old building, this old landmark. I mean, it's a staple along Highway 16, a little before my time from remembering it as a staple, but I'm sure you do, and we're going to look back on it today together in local history.
Taking a look back at the year 2000, a big fire west of Prince George, the Bednesty Lake Resort. Maybe you remember the old resort building. It was once a landmark, but it got burnt in the year 2000 on this day. And it had a truck stop, cafe, auto shop, gas bar, convenience store, and pub at the time. And, well, about 20 employees were out of work because of this. But the good news is everyone got out of the building in time and then watched it burn to the ground, basically unattended, because, of course, in the regional district, volunteer fire departments and the Clucas Lake Department responded, but, well, they were up against it based on their resources. And the firefighters did what they could, but ultimately, that's why the Bednesty Lake Resort looks the way it does today. It would have looked a little bit different had this building survived.
You know, the sad thing is lots of these landmarks never got replaced, although this one did, and the Highway 16 Eatery is out there. I'd encourage you to go out there and have a look-see. I believe they're open all winter as well, to check on their Facebook page. But anyway, thanks so much for watching today, folks. We love to bring you the local good stuff that we love to provide. It's fun doing it, and we're going to do it more again tomorrow, okay? We'll see you there. Same time, same place.